Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
All right, welcome to Wednesday. I almost said Sunday. Wednesday night Sports Minutes, brought to you by Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. Sorry, we missed a few weeks. Personal stuff comes up just like normal. People get sick. People have lives, but we're back. At least two of us are. I'm Big B, and joined by James Gonzalez. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, I have to apologize. Well, I don't know if I want to apologize, but yeah, somehow I got COVID from work a couple of weeks ago, or almost 3 weeks ago, and I felt horrible the last couple of weeks. But now I'm at the end of that road, and my voice is finally back, and I'm finally ready to do some shows like I did on Monday with Dave's recap of things in the NFL, and I'm just happy to be here and happy to help out however I can.
Yeah, no, it's always good to have you, especially on kind of a short notice, but you're always free on a Wednesday, it seems like, unless you're sick. So,
Mhm.
anyways, James, playoffs have started for MLB. We got football, we got basketball, and hockey all started. I think this for a couple weeks, all four major sports are going on, which is kind of exciting for us sports fans. So, with that being said, let's talk a little MLB playoffs. Well, first, let's talk about our teams. Our teams got knocked out pretty early in this. Well, yours was.
Well, mine did.
Yeah. Mine went until about the last month, and then we got finally eliminated. But so, what do you think Anaheim is going to do this offseason? Where are they going to rebuild at?
Well, I'm happy you said Anaheim. First of all, that brings a lot of joy to me. The Angels, they'll have some money available, but the thing is, with the ownership change possibly coming up, and I hear all these rumors that Artie Moreno could sell the team, maybe in a couple of months. But realistically, I think it's what everybody thought where it would be into the season next year. I remember when he bought the team, it was in August of 2003, and it could be the thing where somebody buys them in August of 2023. So spending, may be a little interrupted with that. So if they do anything, the GM, first of all, the manager, Phil Nevin, he was an intern. He'll be there next season. There was no reason, I think, to go out and try to get someone new. This is just stopgap manager. There'll be someone new next, in 2024, unless he wins a World Series, which probably won't happen. The main goal is try to keep Shohei Ohtani after next season. They avoided arbitration, which was a great thing. Because arbitration, Big B, is like, it's such a messy situation. Because basically it's the owner, the GM, going against that player in court, saying, hey, he's not worth as much as he wants. And it's a nasty back and forth process. But with Shohei Ohtani, you knew what you were getting, with the wins and the home runs and the base hits and all that. So you just knew that $30 million for next season was warranted. So that's a good thing. That main problem is security, at least for next year. Yeah. But they got to maybe get some more bullpen help, maybe some more infield help, outfield help, all over the place pretty much. They have to realize, getting some of these players off of the free agent market that aren't worth much just isn't really going to do much for the team. They always had a revolving door, it seems like, at second base, and injuries are always an issue. So with the Angels, I just think they're going to tread lightly, maybe get a couple of starters off the radar like they did in 2020. But I don't think they could do much because of just the team ownership situation. But if it's free, maybe they can go out and get whoever they need to compete. The thing is, I don't want Darby Swanson because He's in his contract year with the Braves, and at first he was really bad, and then he really showed out. Carlos Correa is a free agent as well, shortstop. But you know about him, of course, in Minnesota. I don't know how that deal's going to work out. What do you think about Correa coming back to the Twins?
I want him to. I mean, and the thing is, a lot of people are talking how arrogant his comment was about how he's a product, and if you want something, you pay for it. Yeah, it was it was an arrogant comment, but honestly, you look at it, it's true though.
Yeah.
The team's in the market for a product. Okay, he's a product. I mean, the contract is a 3-year deal. He got the option to opt out after years 2 or after year 1 and after year 2. So, he chose to opt out. So now if the Twins want him, yeah, they're going to have to pay for it. Which, again, I mean, any team can go on and spend money. Don't get me wrong. There's no cap in baseball, so they go out. They can spend money. They're always have been one of the top richest ownerships in the league. They just chose to play this small market ball because you can't tell me that you bring in some big names. You're not going to get jersey sales. You're not going to get ticket sales. You're not going to get any other memorabilia. You're not going to get people staying all game long. I mean, so as we move into the Twins, yeah, I'd like to see them go up, re-sign Correa. Heck, there's been small talk mid-season that the Twins should go out and get Judge because Judge and Correa were talking about it or something. Something came up early in the season. It's like, yeah, put Judge in this lineup. We stay healthy. I mean, but are we going to spend $500 million on Judge? Who's going to do that? I mean, would we get it back in wins? Would we get it back in playoff wins? Would we get it back in a title? Who knows? I mean, could the Twins go out and say, "Okay, Judge, we'll give you a $500 million deal for 7 years. You get to opt out after year 1, just like Correa did." I mean, would he sign it? Probably. I mean, who knows? I mean, he's already come out and made comments towards the Yankees that, Yankee fans, hey, you're going to boo me. I don't want to be here, after the struggles in the playoffs. So, but for the Twins, I mean, we need pitching. We need a stud at first base. We need Buxton to stay healthy. And that's about it, really. I mean, so for me, I mean, players on my radar, of course, Judge is going to be on there. Correa is going to be on there. DeGrom's going to be on there. Yeah, my wish list. Of course it is. It's going to be most of anybody's team's wish list that are struggling in those areas. But knowing the Twins, I mean, yeah, they shocked us last year when they got Correa, but can they do it 2 years in a row? Heck, I don't know. I remember I was doing a show and my phone was just blowing up after the Correa signing. I'm just like, what is going on? But late season class for the Twins, who led the Central, 90% of the year, I think, until that last month and a half, and then they just exploded. So, they got a lot of things to look at. They got to build around Buxton. Buxton's got to stay healthy. Joe Ryan, pitched, I think great for a rookie. You got my idiot coming back. I'm not sure if he's still on the contract, but he could be an ace. So they got some young guys coming up that could be ready. But outside of that, I'm just going to take the off season and see what happens. Take it day by day. Granted, this year we won't have a strike-in or a lockout pending, so we'll get baseball from the winter meetings through the start of spring training and stuff. So, speaking of baseball, the postseason, I mean, in the NL, you got the 2 top dogs are out. You got the AL, both top dogs are in. Yankees, had to go 5 games against the Galaxies last night. Pulled it out. Braves Philly and the Padres got to start up today. Or no, was it yesterday they started up? Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So that series is tied 1-1. Big shout out to the Padres and our man Callan, who's a big Padres fan. What a game! Comeback against the Dodgers to take them out. Um, a lot of Dodger fans I see are barking and you know, making excuses. It's just like, hey, you won 111 games. What did that get you? Nothing. So on the AL side, props to the Yankees and Mariners. No, was it? It was Houston. I'm
Astros.
sorry. Yeah, the Astros and Mariners for the 18-game marathon, 18 inning marathon. To me, that's probably the best game to watch. I mean, because there ain't no scoring on, but you're there just anticipating to who's going to pull this out. And sorry for the Mariner fans, but so far tonight was game 2. Like I said, Padres took it 8-5 to tie up the series. Astros beat the Yankees 4-2 to take a series lead there. James, who are you pulling for in both series?
Definitely the Padres. I live here in San Diego County, northern San Diego County, and I've seen so much horrid baseball play since I moved here. Well, not right away, because I was down by the border, and the Padres won a couple of divisions, missed the playoffs, and then they missed the playoffs for years until 2020. And then this year was just you really didn't know what you're going to get with all the Tatis Jr. situations failing in 2021. And now this year, you didn't know that they were going to make the playoffs. But Bob Melvin had a meeting when they lost to Arizona by a lot early in September. And it seems like ever since then, they went on a tear where, okay, they knew who they were. They knew they could do better. And they made some trade deadline moves that were awesome, getting Hader, Bell, Drury, Soto. And you can definitely see this is the reason where they are. So I'm rooting for the Padres, definitely. I don't like the Dodgers at all. So they use the term here, slaying the dragon, because I think they were 5-12 against the Dodgers in the regular season, were the Padres. And to beat them in 4 games where they didn't have to go back to, very awesome to see. And then the fact that they didn't allow people from LA to buy tickets for those playoff games here, it made it a true home advantage, and I really like that. So in the National League, definitely, and all the way, I'm going for the Padres. I don't want to see the Yankees in the American League.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't want them to fail. I don't want them to win. For Houston, part of me is like, oh, well, they cheated a while back, but it was against the Dodgers. So you have that. My Angels were too, stupid to try to cheat against the Astros. You knew they were going to lose anyway in those regular season games. So it never mattered to me that they cheated in a way. Everybody tries to cheat at some point. So for Dusty Baker, I'm really wanting him to, well, again, if they play the Padres, I'm going to San Diego. But for Dusty Baker, he's in his 25th year managing. And I know he won one as a Dodger back in 1981. He was hurt mostly that World Series from a bar fight. But he did play in that series, but couldn't perform well. Now, all these years later, 40-plus years later, he's got the best chance to win now because he has all these great players on his team. Justin Verlander pitched awesome tonight. After one home run, he was able to go 6 innings, and he was awesome. After two years off, at age 39, he's the Cy Young Award winner to me in the American League. He was awesome.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy Pena, talking about Carlos Correa. Jeremy Pena, the shortstop who came from the University of Maine, he's the young guy that he had to replace Correa, and that's very tough. Correa is one of those cornerstone franchise guys, and Pena's been able to do that. He hit an important home run tonight that sort of sealed the deal for Houston to win Game 1 tonight. So, and you bring in Kyle Tucker, Jordan is a beast. You still got Bregman, Altuve. They just have it all. So for me, I think the Astros, if they don't succumb to the Yankees' power, I think they'll get that, and hopefully the Padres. But now the Padres got to go on the road. Phillies, did their job stealing one in San Diego.
Yep.
So that would be interesting to see. Tomorrow, only the American League is going. It's a travel day for the National League Series.
Yeah. So from the National League, now like you said, the Phillies did their job, stole at least one game. Does that put? Is it 3 now at Philly? Are we at?
Yeah, 2-3-2.
2-3-2. So, would you say the Padres have to? They got to at least win one in Philly.
Yeah, that's the hope, right?
Do they got to take two from Philly? I mean,
yeah, I think so, definitely.
Yeah, because if you come back to San Diego to down 3-2, you got to get one at least, for sure. But I think if you go down 3-2 coming home, unless that one win is game 5, then you got the momentum, I think. But if it's game 3, then you got to win games 4 or 5 to get that momentum going. But for me, on the NL side, James, I can't agree with you more. I mean, Philly or the Padres definitely got to give them props. Got to definitely root for them. I mean, 22 games out of first place in their division, and then they slayed the beast, like you said, that San Diego claims. For in the AL side, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I don't care. I hope they go 7 games. I wish each game would go 12 plus innings, just to wear out the bullpen and the hitters. I saw some people on social media. Oh, the Astros are cheating again. Da da da. You know what? Okay, they cheated. So what? They still have to hit the ball. That's the whole thing. The year they got caught cheating, they had to hit the ball on the road. So I mean, they still have to hit. Just like everybody talks Barry Bonds and the steroid use. You still have to hit. All the steroids did was make you bigger and hit harder. Cheating wise, yes, I get it. It's wrong. Cheaters never win. But a lot of people are like, if you ain't trying to cheat, you ain't trying to win. I mean, countless times. You can go back every series, every regular season game. Everybody's trying to cheat somehow. If it's not trying to steal a sign from second base or trying to read the batting coach is trying to figure out what the signal is, or trying to see if the pitcher's tipping his pitches. I mean, you're cheating, and you're trying to find a little hint, I guess. So, I mean, even in what's that movie with Bernie Mac?
Mr. 3000.
Yeah, Mr. 3000. I mean, there's a scene in there where he's like, guys, he's tipping his pitches. Watch this. And
curve.
Yeah. When he puts his arm in, I mean, that's a tell. I mean, granted, that's so you're always trying to get the upper hand in sports. So, but if I have to pick, I can't pick the Yankees. I just Mr. 299. Yeah, you're right, Bert. Oh yeah. That's right. He did not get the 3,000 hits.
He bunted on the last at bat.
Exactly.
I love that movie.
Yeah. Thank you, J Mac, for staying in. But on the American League side, I gotta go Astros. Astros, Padres in the series for me. Like I said, honestly, the American League, I don't care. So, but J-Max chiming in. I honestly don't think it matters who wins on the NL side. Everybody's rooting for them. Yeah, J-Mac, you're probably right. I think everybody. And the thing is Phillies, I don't really like them either. I guess I should say I don't like Philly. I don't like Bryce Harper really. So, but
yeah.
Justice chiming in. James Padres World Series winners. I think right now between us two, Justin and Jason, I think we would love to see the Padres. Callan, if you're watching, I know Callan would, probably do backflips if the Padres won. So, uh, so let's move on. What was it? Last week, I think hockey started up. We'll touch quick on that. James, I know you're kind of like me. I mean, I know I live in the state of hockey, but when it comes to regular season, I'll watch a game here or there, go to a game, but nothing beats playoff hockey. So just to get there is a battle. Right now, my Wild are struggling. I think they're 1-3. I think, or no, they're 0-3. I'm sorry. All three games were at home. They lost all three games. They've given up 20 goals. So right now, the season not looking good, but it's early. James, what do you think?
Well, I think the surprise coming into tonight that Philadelphia was 3-0. They did lose
Yeah.
tonight, so they're 3-1. But I think people didn't expect them to do as well, and they still probably, maybe won't do as well. The Bruins are off to a good start. Of course, you have Florida. Uh, Red Wings are 2-0, so that's really a good start for them. And they have a young and upcoming ball club or hockey club. Uh, Sabres are 2-1. I know they're not expecting much from them. Carolina's 3-0. Rangers are 3-1, along with um, the other team I mentioned. Calgary's off to a good start. I know Vegas wants to show up better than last year. I know they have kind of an odd roster, but for them to miss the playoffs last year, I think they want revenge. The Kings
Oh
want to
yeah.
continue to do well. The Kraken, I think, wants to show better in the Pacific there. And Dallas is off to a good start at 3-0. And I don't think a lot of people had Dallas doing as well, just with their roster of mixed young and old.
Yeah.
The Coyotes. I'm really I'm gonna try to watch a game of theirs. Whenever they play the Ducks or Kings locally, televised when they have a game in Tempe, Arizona, because I want to see that little 5,000 seat gymnasium that they're playing in on the campus of ASU. So hockey wise, I'm looking forward to seeing the game there, and kind of
Yeah, I forgot.
comparing
I
it
forgot about that.
to when the Chargers had to play NFL games at a little soccer field in Carson, California. So I want to kind of compare and contrast when that happens. And looking at the schedule, I might have to wait a while until they host the LA or Anaheim team, unless it's shown, nationally. But I don't know why would you show the Coyotes nationally. But whenever that is, I don't know when the Coyotes host LA or Anaheim, but I'll definitely tune in for that. I guess December 23rd. I have to wait all the way till then if I don't catch a Coyote highlight to see how that goes.
Yeah. So, Christy's chiming in. Thank you. St. Louis and the Kraken are tied 3-3 going into or in the third period. Bruins are in first place in their division, Justin says, and
Mhm.
the Kraken are doomed because someone we know, I'm guessing,
Oh
won't
God,
mention
yeah.
is rooting for them. So yeah, that's doomed to the Seattle fans. So um, I was just looking at the games and the records. Do we know why, James? Like I said, we're not big hockey fans, but maybe Jason does. Why St. Louis Blues only had one game going into tonight, and everybody else has had 3+ games? I mean, I know it's early, and I know the scheduling's all whack, so I haven't seen anything. Maybe Jason, if you're listening still, maybe you can chime in on that. But yeah, always good hockey. I mean, you're going to get some good games. You're going to get some blowouts. You know, so let's move into some NBA, which started yesterday with a couple games. Celtics over Boston. Yeah, there we go. Celtics over the Sixers, 126-17, and then the Warriors over the dreaded Lakers, 123-109. Tonight we saw the New Look Timberwolves take on the Thunder, beat them 115-108. Pistons, Ace, if you're watching, Pistons are off to a 1-0 start, 113-109. The Bulls 116 over the Heat, 108. James, I know I'm going to ask you a dumb question because I it's the Clippers, right? That you follow? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
not played yet. So what do you think the Clippers are going to be
Tomorrow
up to
they
this
will.
year? Okay. So what's your little
tomorrow,
preview for the Clippers?
Tomorrow they start off. It's a Laker home game there at Crypto.com Arena.
Clippers are favored.
It will be good again to have. Yeah. I was wondering if he wanted to play, honestly, but to have him and Paul George back, and then almost everybody back. I mean, it seems like they just subtracted one or two players, but they gained back John Wall. John Wall, of course, was out pretty much of the league last year. The Rockets just paid him to sit at home or go train, basically. And John Wall, he has the easy option to just come off the bench and score if he wants to. I know right now there's kind of a predicament with starting Reggie Jackson or John Wall at point guard, but I don't think you can go wrong with either. Both just come off the bench, come off the couch, and score 20 points, and I really enjoy that. Defensively, they should be really good still. You got Zubac up the middle. Covington comes off the bench and plays a great small forward defensively. I was hoping he would stay, and he did right away. I think he realizes there's a championship expectation here with the Clippers. It's going to be all about health as well, with Kawhi, with Paul George, maintaining their health throughout the year. Load management is always a thing with the Clippers now, and with most of the league as well. So, and then to face a team, with the Lakers now losing yesterday in Golden State, or in San Francisco, I should say. They were down 13 basically the whole game, and then Warriors just looked so good. They're able to sign pieces back for years to come. They're again the favorites to win it all. It might be a rematch of the finals. I know there's a lot going on with the Celtics off the court, or what did happen, but I think they have enough, and they signed some players to come in and do well. They have a really stacked roster. I can see a rematch of the finals like last year for the NBA season.
Okay. So Justice chiming in. Kings are a surprise team. Right now, Justin, it's early. I mean, we're only one game into it. I mean, I guess give me some reason why you think they're a surprise team. Zion's back. Are the Nets bad? I mean, roster wise, yeah, probably, but we'll have to see how the play goes. Maybe maybe they're all fooling us and they come together. Of course, Kevin Durant needs to get traded. I mean, that's who wants to take on that headache cake? I mean, yeah, he can put up some points, but if you're not winning, I mean, and then Blake Griffin. I mean,
Blake Griffin now with Boston. Yeah. He's starting to bounce around the league a lot. And one thing with the Nets, they basically kept the same roster, but one thing can go wrong in Kevin Durant's mind or Kyrie Irving's mind, and they could totally derail the team by Christmas. I mean, it's amazing how much they have control over the team. The whole offseason was Kevin Durant saying, "Oh, I don't want to play with Steve Nash's coach," and all of a sudden, it's all okay again. But I think one guy to look out for is Ben Simmons. How he is able to control that Nets team, does it off the dribbles. He's able to, get assists, get layups. How he works with the second team as well. Nets are going to be intriguing for sure. They're right up there with Milwaukee, Boston, Philadelphia. I want to throw Atlanta in there, but he was
Okay.
mentioning Sacramento, and I hope they get good.
No.
They've they now have the longest postseason drought. The Mariners broke it, but the Kings haven't been there since '06, so it's time for them to get in. But that West is so stacked. I don't think they'll be on the outside looking in again. To me,
Yeah. What was I gonna say? For me, being a Wolves fan, and I don't want to be too much of a homer here, but the Wolves, I'm going to be watching. I ain't gonna lie, they got a new look. That Gobert trade is going to be huge, or break. It's going to be kind of like right now. I'll compare it to Herschel Walker trade with the Vikings. Either it's going to make or break us. So they got 5 years to figure it out. I mean, tonight, yeah, they look good. I think if I'm correct, Gobert had a double-double tonight in his Wolves debut. I'm looking at that right now. Yeah, 16 rebounds, 23 points. Anthony Edwards, let's see, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. So he's only a couple away from a triple-double. Russell, all Russell did was 20 points today, 5 and 2. 5 rebounds, 2. Towns, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. So, that starting 5, those 4, and then McDaniel started at power forward. He had 19 points. So, the starting 5 for the Wolves all had hit double digits. They could have had a couple guys in double figures or have a double-double game. So, and they had a couple guys on the bench in double figures, so they stay healthy. This Wolves team, and I'm not gonna say 82-0. I don't even know what the over and under is for the Wolves, but I think they're gonna battle. And this trade's gonna depend on Gobert. I mean, this team is gonna go as far because I should say we, but the Wolves put a lot of chips in play with the draft picks, players to Utah, which Utah then traded off their other asset. And so, as far as I'm going, right now, Wolves have to make the playoffs as a top 1, 2, or 3 seed in their division. Knock on the door this year, maybe for the finals. Next year, they have to be in the finals, possibly win it. So I'm definitely going to watch the Wolves. As long as they stay healthy, I think the sky's the limit for this team. But outside of the Wolves, I think LeBron, I think maybe he has to check his ego at the door. Maybe, say, hey, or the coaching staff actually has to say, dude, you're not a starter. You're a bench guy, 6-man, especially if they're going to do the whole what did you call it earlier? Time management thing. So,
load management, yeah,
and I think James, we both can agree, LeBron's hanging on for one thing, and not necessarily a ring. He's hanging on to play with his son. I mean, I think 2023 he's eligible for the draft. I mean, which is don't get me wrong, you have a chance to play with your son. I think all of us could agree we would love to have played with our kids or dads or even brothers, in the same sport. I mean, what an honor that is and a cherished memory. So if that's what he's playing for, more power to him. But yes, he's still a superstar. Yes, he's still got talent, but he's so injury prone that personally, I think it's time for him to load management off the bench is what I think. So Barber, Jason's chiming in. Wolves need to bring go back to the days when they had. Oh, no kidding. That's exactly. They need to bring him back in the fold, and he won't come back until Taylor's out. He stated that. So, wanting to pass Kareem and doing it, two different things. Justin, if you got the stats, how far apart are they? Is he going to do it? To me, I don't think
like
the record.
Like
I mean, to me, I don't think LeBron's right now in for record. I think he's more or less hanging on to play with his son. I mean, that's just me. I could be
Yeah.
totally wrong on
It's
that.
amazing to
So,
me, Big B. Like, he keeps bringing in his enemies to play with him.
Yeah.
It's odd as hell to me. Like, Westbrook is
Yeah.
there, but you can tell nobody really respects him. Anthony Davis is trying to make him part of the team, but he's really not. And then Patrick Beverly, who hates Westbrook, but LeBron loves his fire. That's going to be awkward all year long. I just couldn't believe that move.
And honestly, that's the biggest miss that the Timberwolves lost was Beverly's drive. I mean, he's the one that hung around them and got in their face, probably in the locker rooms and stuff, and on the court. He's probably the one reason why we made the playoffs last year and won that opening round game.
You know who he reminded me of as a Timberwolf was when Jimmy Butler was there.
Yeah.
You could tell
the one thing,
Cat didn't like him.
Yeah. The one thing when Butler doesn't win, he blames everybody else, kind of like Christian Laettner.
I remember that. Yeah. One thing, it was funny today that the Jazz, who made that trade with Gobert and Mitchell to Cleveland, which
so Justin said
Cleveland being something good.
LeBron's just under 1,300 points away from Kareem. So is that possible?
Barring injury, I think he'll get it. Yeah, he'll get it this year unless he gets injured really bad.
Which, honestly, like I said, I mean, hey, he gets it. But to me, just Justice chiming in here, to me, it's just not the same as far as points Kareem had to do it without shooting 15 threes a game. Yeah, I mean, we can get debate. I mean, basketball is one of the things that has really changed. I mean, yes, the philosophy is still the same: score more points, but it's gone from an inside game when Kareem played to an outside game now, and every center can shoot a 3-pointer now. So nobody wants to go inside. They're trying to get the points. I mean,
the skyhook is gone. Posting up is basically gone. Big B, in the summer here, off season, I wanted to catch as many old games as I can just to see post play again on YouTube. So any Kareem games I was watching, any old center games with Will Chamberlain, I was just missing any type of post play. I was watching those games.
Justin, if you're talking, LeBron's going to say he's the GOAT, or if Kareem will say he's the GOAT. Between the two of them, Kareem's still the GOAT.
I think so. Yeah.
And it's no disrespect to LeBron. LeBron's got game. He's had game every year that he's been in the league. He's entered the league at 18. I have no disrespect for LeBron. I just different ball game. If we're talking about the time LeBron into the league to now, yeah, he's the GOAT of basketball. But overall, I mean, that's a debate for another show. That
Michael Jordan.
You're never going to get a number one consensus answer on. So the GOAT talk to us is just everybody's opinion. So. So, anyways, one last NBA comment here. How many points would Kareem have played?
Be different. He would have to learn how to shoot threes. He would have to almost be like Giannis, but with less athleticism, and that would hurt him. So, that'd be tough for him.
I would say right now, if Kareem played, he probably wouldn't be one of the 5 greatest Lakers of all time. Possibly. Right. I could be wrong. And Justin, hey, you're probably right. Kareem has beef with LeBron. I mean, but
I never heard that.
Yeah, I don't know. But so anyways, let's move on to NFL. James, we kind of talked a little bit before the show. Give us your thoughts on the Thursday night games. What do you think? Just overall, I mean, we're talking. I mean, we kind of brought it up on Morning Tailgate. Tim Hendricks threw out an idea. Let's get rid of the Thursday night games and let's play double headers on Monday. Well, what do you think?
Well, no, I don't want double headers on Monday.
Okay.
if there's a way to do like Friday night football, I know they do Saturday night football, but that's only late in the year when there's no
Yep.
college football, right?
Yep.
So they're trying to do it on other days. But like I mentioned pre-show, these teams that are just playing on Sunday that are playing on Thursday, they're not going to be as fresh. The game won't be as good. The product will be crap, and they won't be as good. And especially for their bodies, it's not good for them. That's why you're kind of seeing the product you are now. But these matchups, though, it just happens to be against like the worst teams against each other offensively. So you're not getting the points. Like the last two games, you have the Broncos and Colts, and then you have Washington and Chicago. All of them. Well, Washington does score, but they also turn over the ball a lot because they have Wentz. I would get rid of Thursday Night Football, but that's harder said than done because Amazon just paid like 1.2 billion, whatever it is, 13 billion for it. Yep. So you can't get rid of it, but it's hard to keep it around if they're going to continue to do this. Mm-hmm. I would try to get the best matchups possible, but I know Sunday Night Football, NBC tries to corral all those matchups. Like they couldn't get Buffalo, Kansas City because CBS wanted to keep it. And I know they flex games out later in the year, does NBC. So I think we're stuck with Thursday Night Football, but I really don't want it. I mean, I have the Amazon time to watch it, the streaming, but I don't. I literally listen to it.
So I actually threw out a text there to an overnight sports group overnight sports show that I was talking or listening to on the way home, and threw out that idea. And actually, one of the guys loved the idea. Thinks NFL should do it. Granted, just like us, we're just talking about it. I think if they want to keep Thursday Night Football, they got to figure out some way to either let's do like week one starts. Week one game was Buffalo and the Rams. Yeah, 20-point difference, but you had possibly going into the season 2 of the powerhouses. Good matchup. So could we do opener on Thursday and then take like a week 1 Sunday game and move it to a Thursday game? So it's kind of like, an extended. So Thursday would go Thursday to Thursday, week 1, and then week 2 would start. And then could we somehow? I don't know. They got to figure out some way to, that might not work. Now that I'm thinking about it as I'm talking about it, because then your Thursday night game would be a technical bye week until the following Sunday they would play again, so they would miss out. But I think they, unless they can figure out some kind of bye weeks in there, maybe we don't play every Thursday. Maybe we,
okay, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Yeah,
well,
that's fine.
But I'm just saying, open up on Thursday, then take a few Thursdays off, and then week 5 maybe throw in a bye week. Week 6, those bye week teams play on Thursday. I don't know. I mean, could we give every team, or could we have 2 teams off every week so we can have a Thursday night game? So they play week 1, and we pick 2 teams off week 1, and they play week 2 on Thursday.
Yeah. No, you want everybody playing right away.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, so week 1. Okay, let's just say week 1 Sunday game, Vikings Packers. As I got the schedule up, so they play Sunday week 1, and then following week, instead of playing week 2 on Sunday, we would skip. Okay, so let me try to explain this. So week 1 started on the 8th. Okay, so let's say we kept that. Then the Sunday started on the 11th, so we play all our Sunday games. So the week 2 Thursday night game we don't have. Let's take that out. So then week 2 starts out that following Sunday. So let's say instead of having, so we could have let's say we take Texas and Broncos, we move them to Thursday. So now they're off on week 3. That's going to be their bye week. So then week 3 would so that would be week 2. Week 2 would be Sunday, Thursday now instead of Thursday, Sunday. So then week 3 we would have the normal schedule, and then Vikings Lions, let's say, would play on Thursday night game. They would be off week 4, and now we insert Broncos and whoever was in the week 2. So I know it sounds confusing. Everybody's probably like, Brandon, shut the hell up. But Jason throws out there Thursday should be reserved for Thanksgiving, which I have no disagreement. The only thing I'll disagree on Thursday is let's stop giving it to Cowboys and the Lions. At least,
well, that's why they put the third game in there, though.
I know, exactly. I get that. It's tradition. Lions, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So, but I think maybe we start off. We skip the second Thursday night game, and maybe, like I said, do a bye week. I don't know. Start the open Thursday and then go to Sunday. That's week 1. And then week 2 we start on Sunday. We do a Thursday night Sunday game, or we do a Thursday second week game, and then those 2 teams are off. Their bye week is week 3. Okay. And then so it kind of alters. That's what I'm trying to say.
I see. For me, though, I would just put, if you did Thursday Night Football, I would start it maybe at the end of October.
Yeah, when the bye weeks start.
Not even then. I would do it after.
Well, but what I'm saying is I would put, do the bye weeks. Like this week we have Phillies, or last week. Who do we have on bye week last week?
Detroit, Houston, Vegas, and Tennessee.
Okay, so they're off Sunday. So they went Sunday to Sunday. So why not have Detroit and Vegas play on Thursday? That would be the start of week 7.
Well, because they don't always play each other, so that'd be
but I'm just saying,
unless you put the bye weeks together. Unless you put the bye teams together.
I go it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is the NFL could schedule it to where, okay, we're gonna have these 4 teams on bye weeks, so let's have them, or can we get them to play? So,
okay.
Here's a question to you, James, from JMac. When you have a son, should you name him
Russell
Westbrook?
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
At least I didn't say Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. So
it sounds like a what's that movie? Blazing Saddles. I think Russell. What's her name would say Russell.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Yeah, I do too. And some,
did I really say Russell?
I don't know what you said. We might have to replay this.
Russell. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Blazing Saddles is one of those movies. Granted, will never get remade in this day and age.
No.
But honestly, sometimes watching a movie uncensored and censored, the censored version is somewhat better. I think both of them, censored and uncensored, are still hilarious to watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He wants to plug your podcast. James, plug your podcast.
Well, what's funny though, I haven't really done one in a while, but the Chair Podcast with James Gonzalez, you can find it on Anchor, Apple, Google Podcasts, but you can find episodes from I don't remember, sometime last year. I plan to do some more stuff, and then on my YouTube account, some food reviews, something soon. I did Raider content, but I haven't really found the time to do anything like that. I've been busy with the Halos in the infield, the Angels stuff. So that season is over now. Well, it's been over, but I still had to do the pregame shows and all that. That was fun.
So
not.
So speaking of your Raiders, sitting at 1-4, expected or unexpected for you?
I think it was expected because the way the games have been played, they trail or they've led and they lost at the end. last year it seemed like those games that they were in that were close, they somehow won by a field goal or they got a defensive stop, whatever the case was. This year so far, other from the win against Denver, every game has been, they had a lead or they were trailing and couldn't come back in time. Just like the Monday night game they had basically against Kansas City, where you saw both incidents where they led, they gave the game back up, had a chance to tie, but they went for two for some stupid reason. Let Kansas City score, and that was it. So right now they're in this odd division, which was supposed to be awesome, and still, they still have a chance for a wild card, but it's not looking too good right now. They host Houston in Las Vegas on Sunday, and if they lose to Houston, which is 1-3-1, the Raiders are 1-4, by the way. I think you can kill the season there. I mean, I know Jacksonville lost to Houston, but that's the Jags. The Raiders, I don't know what they're gonna do after this season. Jacobs is running well, but he's running for a contract, and I don't think the Raiders are gonna sign him back.
Yeah. So for me, most people know, one, I'm a sports fan, so I root for, or I enjoy my sports. Yes, I'm from Minnesota, do like my local teams to win. Will rip them. Been called a hater by a certain somebody who I still have an open invite to come on this show, Morning Tailgater, or whenever he has time, and we can have a very big debate. So, if that person is watching, or if we know, somebody that knows him, go ahead and send this clip to him. Tell him to watch the 52-minute mark where I call him out. But just looking at the Vikings, to me, yeah, you're sitting pretty at 4-1, or I'm sorry, 5-1. Make sure I got the record right. Yeah, 5-1, but yet you could be 1-5. I do believe, yes, the defense carried Minnesota to that victory last week. That starting quarterback, Thomason, the third string for Miami, tore him up, I believe, being the third string quarterback. So once he came up, Bridgewater came in, the defense kind of woke up and, carried them. The other two games, three games they won, they probably should have lost. I mean, Chandler came out, or Dantzler came out, I think it was, and said that the refs screwed Fields on that penalty on myself, should not have been called. And then past week, Kirk Cousins came out and said that, yeah, we're 4-1, but yet we're not playing like it, So right there is two guys from your team that kind of says that, you gotten lucky. So I want to put the rest. I do not want the Vikings to make a move on Eckler from the Rams, who a lot of experts say the Vikings should make a move on. I don't think we need a running back. I think we need to help our defense. But also, I'm looking at the stats here, points for, against. Buffalo, plus 95 already. The Eagles, plus 56. Here's the shocker to me, though, looking at this. AFC South. Hey, we know they're struggling. Tennessee Colts are 2-2 or 3-2. And Colts had that one tie. Jacksonville's 2-4, and Houston's 1-3-1. The point differential is minus 23 for Tennessee, minus 18 for the Colts, minus 13 for Houston, and Jacksonville sitting at third place is plus 24. So, and they're on a 3-game losing streak. So to me, that, granted that division ain't playing good, but you tell me Jacksonville is 2-4 sitting at third, but is the only team that's plus in their division in points, I would have taken that bet all day long. So James, what you're waving your finger at me?
I think it goes to show you what Bill Parcells said. You are what your record is. That differential stuff, it doesn't mean a thing, because you could go 1 week and score a bunch of points and win by a lot. The next week you can win but give up a bunch, and you'll be even there. I mean, it is good though because you look at the
Yeah.
Vikings, how they survived Detroit.
Yep.
They've already been through their division
Vi-
once, and they look
Yep.
good.
They
And
survived the Saints. Double
oh
doink.
yeah, in London, yeah. And that game was you just figured it'd be a toss up in a way,
Yeah.
but you didn't know about Michael Thomas. But hey, I'm happy for the Vikings. I know a lot of people, like I did, pick the Packers to win it,
Oh, I
the
did too.
North.
Actually,
Just
on morning tailgate, I had a 3-way tie. Packers taking it, Bears and Vikings in a 3-way tie. Packers will win it by tiebreaker. Bears Vikings will finish 2-3. But I'm looking at the Jacksonville schedule to see where the 24 points is. We can credit it to the Colts game.
yeah.
Jacksonville won 24-0. So you take that game out, and their offensive defense is at 0.
Right. That's what I was
You know,
saying. Like it's just it just depends if you won or lost or not. That's all it comes down to.
Well, yeah, the point differential ain't nothing, but it's just funny how that Colts Jags game where the Jags won 24-0 is, sitting there. So our guy Tim Hendricks is a Colts fan, so I'll definitely bring that up on morning tailgate. Kind of rub it in his face a little bit. So James, got a few more minutes here. Any final? Actually, I got one for you before we get to your final topics. Should Tua play this week or not?
No, I don't think he's ready yet. I know it's Sunday Night Football. I know it's against the Steelers, and everybody's going to be watching. But I think health is more important than anything else. And to me, I don't think he's ready yet. I think that's an injury you have to, wait a little more on. I know you can say, hey, maybe he'll be fine, he'll be better, but I still wouldn't put him in. But they probably need him to in order to continue to try to get a wild card spot.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't play him honestly.
Okay.
I would wait another.
So
week.
here's another question for you. Your Tua with and granted, I know this is what if, and granted we can't put ourselves 100% into his shoes. But try your best. If you're a Tua, what do you do?
About
playing or not?
Anybody says, hey, I want to play. Yep. There's no doubt about it. And you want to show that you're tough. You want to show that you can get through anything. You can be anything. You want to play no matter what. That's when, though, your body, your brain has to tell the body to say, hey, I don't think it's a good idea. Wait till you're fully better. And that's basically all you can do if you're Tua. But, the man in him is going to say, hey, I'm ready to go. Don't worry. I'll be fine. He's going to tell everybody everything's going to be fine. But the fact is, though, he doesn't remember still being carted off after the Bengals hit, that big hit he took. So the fact that today he doesn't remember that kind of still resonates in my mind, that if he's not going to remember that, he might get hurt again and not remember a lot more.
Yeah, that's scary. Even I saw that comment today. That is scary.
So and the Steelers, they're going through kind of the same thing with Kenny Pickett. Mm-hmm. He got concussed, and I don't know if I don't think he's going to play either.
I guarantee that anybody that gets a good concussion now is going to be sitting out for a while. To answer J-Man's question, I want you to answer it as Tua now. I mean, today Tua, So for me, if I'm Tua, I want to play, but yet, do I want to be healthy? I'm definitely going to get as many evaluations as I can before I play. And if it takes all season, I don't play all season. If I'm Tua's best friend, if I'm Tua's cousin, brother, sister, I don't know if he has any mother, father, somebody very close to Tua, I'm talking his ear off not to play at least this year. Give your body a chance to rest. Go ahead, James.
By the way, I was looking at the schedule, and I know any given Sunday, right? Yep. But they play Pittsburgh, then Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland, then they have a bye week, and then Houston. So I would consider if the team isn't looking really bad, I would consider him, to be out to the bye week. If it takes that much healing, let's just say, I would take him out that whole time and just say, we want to make sure, we want to run all the damn tests. We want to run everything you can on him to make sure he's actually okay to play. Like, not 100%, but where he's mentally able to do it. Because we all saw what happened. We knew that wasn't a back injury. We knew it right away. And
Well, okay, I didn't see the initial first hit on the Sunday game. He got up, stumbled. It could have been, to me when I saw him stumble when I first noticed it. Could have been something other concussion, probably. And then I think I did finally see the replay, but that hit on Thursday when he got whipped down and he's just sitting there, just stuck his hands out like that. To me, I don't think he should have played anyways on Thursday. But
right, that's why Thursday Night Football isn't a good thing, because it shows more that you shouldn't put them out there that early in a week after you just played on Sunday.
But the Dolphins and the NFL should have stepped in. But besides that point, I like your idea actually. Test them out. Because you got Steelers right now, Lions. Yeah, you probably would want your best at the best, but Lions still struggle. The Bears, sorry, mess around, but the Bears are struggling right now, so that should be an easy W by in the weather. The Browns are going to be a tough game, and like you said, they go into their bye week. So if I'm Tua and I'm, the Dolphins, I'm saying, hey, let's wait till the Texas game to say yes or no if you're going to play. But as much as I'm a sports guy. And I know maybe I'll get blasted in comments later. If I'm Tua at 24, I'm doing my best. Want to be for my best for family down the road. I don't play the whole season. That's just me. All right, James. So let's. You got anything before we wrap it up here? I know we're going a little OT, but we haven't been on. We haven't been on together in a while. So you got a topic you want to cover quick or something?
Well, I was looking at the games this week here in week 7.
Okay.
Buffalo, the Rams, Minnesota's Philly, they're all off. So the best two teams are off when you think about Buffalo and Philadelphia. So don't
I thought
have
you were
that
say
much.
Minnesota in there. Don't let a certain.
Oh yeah, Minnesota too. Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
Don't let Minnesota's going to the Super Bowl.
Because I guess because of the record, I thought they would have one more loss than they should have. But right away, because of the disparity between Buffalo and Philadelphia and everybody else, it's just like we're going to crown those two before we credit the Giants or the Jets or the Vikings.
Well, I think a lot of people are crediting the Giants,
right? So much Vikings, should be.
And I think a lot of people are shocked that Philly's still 6-0. I mean, you look at the schedule; they've won close games. They've only blown out 2 people. So, anyways, what were you going to get with week 7 here?
Really quick, Indianapolis, Tennessee are facing each other for the second and final time this year already. I think they faced each other in week 3, and already they're playing each other again in week 7. Already? Yeah, the Tennessee defeated the Colts in Indianapolis. Colts tried to come back, but it was too much Henry. But right away, Tennessee is looking for the sweep.
Holy cow, they did.
Yeah, looking for a sweep in that division already. This is a time where I know you can't get every schedule correct or, intriguing in this way.
That is weird that you're putting rivals together that soon back to back. Or within a week apart. That's okay.
Tennessee has the slight edge there, at 3-2. Colts are 3-2-1. Yep. That's probably the most intriguing game. I know everybody's going to say Kansas City and San Francisco, but the 49ers are really banged up, honestly.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to that game with Henry and maybe Jonathan Taylor back. I'm not sure, but Matt Ryan had a great game last week, and that was something to look forward to. But this is a time where, man, I would love to see
this. Honestly, James, not to cut you off again. You are right. This is a boring week for football.
Yeah, because if those 4 teams are on a bye, it's kind of lackluster in a way.
But even them not being on, excluding the bye weeks teams. Honestly, there's not a game I could say this is the game of the week. They're all just
Detroit, Dallas, maybe some intrigue if Detroit can keep up with the Cowboys.
but yeah. Anyways,
New York, Jacksonville. You got to see how that running attack goes with the Giants on the road. That's kind of intriguing there. And with the Giants being 5-1, I want to see how many Giants fans that live in Florida come to that game and take over.
Jacksonville's favored by 3 right
Jacksonville.
now.
Yeah, I see that. But Cleveland, Baltimore, that's a division game. Seattle and the Chargers, that can be intriguing. But Sunday and Monday night, there's not much there. But yeah, it's one of those down weeks, where you're hoping for like some
I see you avoided one game. I mean, the mighty Texans versus the mighty Raiders. I mean,
man, I can only hope the Raiders do cover that 7-point spread and get an easy win for once, just to build confidence. But you've seen in the past years, there's never an easy win for the Raiders. I know they had their way with the Broncos, but it didn't start off easy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that divisional game with Titans and Colts, because that's it. And they did this last year too. At the end of with the last 6 weeks, they played each other twice, and I wanted more of that because you saw last year the Colts had to lose at Jacksonville in order for the Raiders to get in. I thought it'd be better if the Colts played Tennessee later, and that was for the division. I think they played in week 17, but it's just weird how the scheduling goes sometimes. You can't please everybody.
Well, to me that's just like an overlook at the schedule. It'd be like, oh my God, we got a division game 2 weeks, division rivalry back to back, pretty much back to back weeks. But
yeah,
I mean that would be like schedule the Bears Packers week 1 and then week 3 again. To me, it doesn't make sense. But anyways, James. So final thoughts. What you got going on this week, or
what do I have? I'm hoping to have Punt Off back on Icing with John this week. We just got to get our schedules together. I'll maybe do some work with the chair since I have the chair up again, and I'm able to talk for once.
Okay.
I'm gonna be intrigued by the Dan Snyder stuff because. I don't know how much will come out, how much will leak about all that. I know Jim Irsay wants him out, but Jim Irsay has some skeletons in his closet as well. Jerry Jones doesn't want all that stuff to leak out.
Yeah.
Right. And Daniel, basically, he's just by himself, and he's trying to defend himself, but we all know he has to sell the team and get out of the league as soon as possible. But it is intriguing to see what he might have, what Dirty has on all the owners. Infidelities, tax breaks, whatever the case is. I'm really intrigued to watch all that and see how that all unfolds. More than the games this week, I think.
Yeah, we commented on that on Four Bros. I don't think Snyder can take down the NFL, but I think it's going to be fun to watch him try.
Yeah.
So, but with that being said, please, everybody that commented today, J Mac, Christy, Justin was on there. Kind of look at this, make sure I don't miss anybody. I think that was it. If I did miss somebody, sorry. But thank you for commenting. James, thanks for being on. Please keep watching Coast to Coast Entertainment Network all week long. You'll see me again Monday morning tailgate with my guys, Tim Hendricks, Mess Around Dave, Crispy Bacon. Also, we are adding a new show November 1st. Myself and Tim Hendricks will be doing a ranking show. We're going to call it C2C Rankum. It'll be Sunday or Tuesday mornings, 9 a.m. And we will replay it later in the evening to get everybody in. It's not just going to rank sports. It's going to rank food, movies, video games, board games, people, places, everything. So definitely check that out starting November 1st. 9 a.m. So with that being said, James, thank you again for joining. And this is Sports Minute. We'll see you next Thursday or next Wednesday. Have a good night.